Hello and welcome to my kitchen, or for today's recipe I might want to say bienvenidos a mi cocina. Today I am making arepas. I literally just discovered my obsession for arepas not too long ago. I went to my friend Maria's house and her grandmother was in town from Colombia and she made these arepas and I fell in love. Had to learn how to make them. They're so easy and I'm going to show you today, but I have a little trick because it's just a little trick that makes it a little bit faster. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. First off, you need white cornmeal. This is like the only brand that I've ever used. They have other ones, but I just do what grandma says and abuela said this is the one. So that's what I'm using. Butter, obviously salt for everything. What else? And then this is, it's gone. Obviously I make a lot of arepas because that's the only thing that I use is cheese for, but I like to use the cotija cheese. It's a Mexican cheese. This is the best cheese. I love it. So I want to say they're arepas colombianas, but since I'm Mexican and I'm using Mexican cheese, I want to see arepas mexicanas, but whatever. They're arepas and they're delicious. First off, this is what we're going to do. I'm doing a recipe that makes 4 arepas. I make mine a little bit bigger. Some people make theirs smaller. I make mine a little bit bigger and thinner, but that's totally up to you and your preference and what you prefer. The first thing we're going to do is, one thing that I want to mention about this is I haven't always been able to find it in regular grocery stores such as Publix or Kroger. Sometimes I have, sometimes I haven't, but you can pretty much always find it in your Hispanic grocery store, and I would think a farmer's market too. So just an FYI in case you go to Kroger somewhere and you don't see it, I guess all of them don't carry it. I don't know why. For the 4 arepas, I'm going to use 1 cup of the white cornmeal. And I just go ahead and add this to the bowl. I use 1/4 of a cup of the cheese, and you can actually use any cheese you like. I just prefer this one, but you could use mozzarella, you could use regular Parmesan. I mean, I wouldn't do like blue cheese or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe some Romano, but this is definitely my favorite. It's delicious. 1 cup of the cornmeal, 1/4 cup of the cheese, and then you add in your salt, whatever you prefer. I would probably say I end up, it's coming out very lightly. You don't think that I'm putting tons and tons of salt. I probably put about, I don't know, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, I'm guessing. And then butter. Butter makes everything better. I put about, I'd say it's 1.5 tablespoons. And I prefer to use room temperature, but you don't have to because we're gonna add warm water to this. But room temperature, it does tend to just mix a little easier. Now here's the next step, and this is really important. So we're going to use a cup of warm water. It can't be cold. It definitely needs to be warm. So basically, if you needed to make more arepas, if you needed to make 8 or whatever, you would just double up this batch. But for today, what I'm showing you, it's basically 1 cup of the cornmeal to 1 cup of water. But I like to add it in slowly, just because I just do. So I add some in, and then I start stirring. Add some more. The consistency of the dough is going to be very important. You don't want it to be too sticky and you don't want it to be too dry, or your arepas are not going to come out like how they should. So I'm going to try and show you how they need to be. See, I still have a little bit more water and I actually might not end up using all of it, so we'll see right now. Just mix all this. All right, it's time to get dirty. So now you just start mixing this all together. I'm not going to use all of the water because this consistency is feeling about how it's supposed to be. I'm just gonna keep doing this for a minute or two. What is this called? Kneading? Obviously, I'm not like a chef. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, this is a good consistency right here. Whenever you ball it up, it should be smooth. See how it's not like sticking to my hands? Yeah. Next, once you're done mixing this all together and everything is kneaded all together perfectly, you're going to let the dough sit there for about 5 minutes or so. So I'm gonna leave this here and be right back. Okay, the dough has been sitting here for about 5 minutes now, so now I'm going to go ahead and just make all my little balls, and then I'm gonna show you my secrets of how I give the arepas their shape really, really fast instead of doing them handmade. A lot of people do them handmade, which is totally fine. But for me, I have I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. It's a tortilla presser, and it just makes it so much easier and so much faster. So when I learned this recipe, Of course, abuela uses her hands, but I was like, I can use my tortilla presser for that because it's gonna be a lot faster. And the tortilla pressers you can get at any Hispanic grocery store. I think it's around, I wanna say 15 bucks or so. I've had it for so long, so I honestly don't know. I always do mine in about this sort of shape. Now, let's get the tortilla presser. And this is what you call ghetto. I just use some Walmart bag. You could use Ziploc baggies in between, whatever. You just need something to be here to help it not stick. Because if you just do it against this, obviously it's gonna stick to this and you don't want that. Put it here. Lay that. And then I just press. I don't wanna press too hard because if I press too hard, it's gonna make it too flat. I don't want it to be the same thinness as a tortilla. I want it to be thicker. Arepas are supposed to be thicker, so I'm not gonna do it as hard as I would if I was making tortillas. And this is about the shape that I like mine, the shape and the size. And then you see how the edges are a little bit rough, so you can just go in with your fingers, smooth them out, make it all pretty. I mean, you don't have to do this, but just make some prettier. I mean, who doesn't want pretty arepas, right? There we have it. This is about the thickness that I do mine, because it's how abuela did hers, and whatever abuela does, it was perfect, so I just copied her, okay? Yeah, it's about this thickness. All right, now it's time to cook the arepa. I have a pan that I've been preheating over here. I've got it on about a little over medium heat. I use Pam, but you could use a little bit of oil. So I just spray a little bit of Pam. Just leave it there. You let it cook for maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each side and just flip it until it's done. And after it's done, I like to add butter and yummy. Okay, these have been cooking for 2 to 3 minutes. I just flipped them on the other side. I'm gonna leave them here for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to do a little taste test and make sure everything is yummy, which it will be. I just took these off the stove. I'm about to add my butter. Ooh, hot. Definitely pass the taste test. Really quick, just a little rundown. The main thing that you're gonna need to do, invest in one of these little things, or actually you don't even have to use this. You could do a little do-it-yourself with plates, or maybe a cutting board and a plate and just stick it on there, and it makes it so much faster, because whenever I did see abuela do these, what took her the most time was actually shaping the arepa with her hands. So get you that and you're gonna be good to go. I hope you like this recipe as much as I do, and please be sure to like and comment and subscribe. Let me know any suggestions you have, what you wanna see Erica cook next, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.